Alright, so I'm at Wekiwa Springs State Park, getting ready to head in on this trail to OTTER Camp. It's beautiful out here. It's mostly flat. It's pretty easy terrain. There's not much rocks and hilly type things, but it's pretty flat. Looks like they recently burned it out, so I can see pretty clear until we get in the forest. Get a look closer to my camp. I'm going to a primitive campsite called OTTER Camp. I don't know if it's on the map, but you can call and reserve it. And there's a fire pit out there, a couple little benches, and I think a picnic table. But you can also kayak into it, which I'll probably do in the future. But I got a long way to go, a few miles, maybe 2, before I can take a break. And a little further and I'll set up my camp. It's going to be cold tonight. Here we go. Absolutely gorgeous day out here. Nice cool breeze. Just beautiful. Tell you what. Love it. Alright, so I'm really going to have to discipline myself to carry a lot less gear. I mean, I've probably got about 40 pounds in this thing, maybe 45. I know that's not a lot for some people that hike, but for just me, for an overnighter, a few miles in the woods, I'm carrying way too much gear. So note to self, carry less. It's too much. It's nice and cool breeze. Stop for a little break and I'll be at my camp in just a minute. Alright, so I recognize this little split, little fork on the path, so I've been out here plenty of times before, so I know I'm getting close, which is nice. It's been a nice little walk so far. About 3/4 of the way to my camp. I'll be happy when I get there. I can take a break. Alright, so I am at my camp, and this is called OTTER Camp. This little bear box was not out here when I camped here last, and it's got a nice little primitive camp area. It's got a fire pit, little bench. Someone was nice enough to leave a little bit of wood. As I had mentioned, you can kayak or canoe into it. And shoot, if I drop my kayak in at Kelly Park or King's Landing, I could kayak to here, camp, pack my gear, put it on the kayak, and go downstream all the way back to where I live. It's absolutely beautiful here. I'll probably go exploring here in a little while, but drop my gear right here on this bench. I thought there was a picnic table. There's not, but I don't need one. It's cool. But it's a nice little area. You could probably get about 6 or 7 tents set up out here if a group wanted to come out. It's real nice. So I'm gonna take a little break, set up my tent. I'll probably set my tent up right over here in this area, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so as I'm unpacking all my gear and thinking about how I'm going to set my tent up, instead of setting my tent up over here as I initially thought, I decided what I'm going to do is set my tent right up here on this nice little flat area. It's a little elevated, and I'll be facing the fire, so that'll be pretty cool. I'll take this little stump over and put my lantern on it. I did lose a little bit of my fuel out of that thing, but I had wrapped the entire thing in a big towel so it soaked up some of it, but none of it got on my gear inside, so that was cool. But I lost a little bit, but I'm not going to have it burning all night. Over here I've got a bare box where I have all my food in a nice insulated bag with some ice packs. I got about a gallon of water. It's probably too much, but anyway, it's a nice little bare box which I'm going to close, provided by these dudes. Thank you, Troop 773 out of Longwood, Florida, for the bear box. Keep my stuff safe. I got the most important piece of equipment that I carry, now at least, which is my French press, because I gotta have coffee, which I'm gonna make here in just a minute, and then I'm gonna get my water going while I'm setting up my tent. Also, solar charger. This thing's pretty badass. It'll charge my phone from dead to full 3-4 times with full charge in the unit, and it looks like almost there already in just a little bit that I've been sitting here. I have direct sunlight. I'm thankful for that. So I'm going to go ahead and get my tent set up over here, and I'll be back. Alright, so I'm getting ready to get my water started for my coffee, so it'll be ready by the time I'm done setting up my tent. I just want to kind of give you a little idea of what I got going on here. So I have my water in the cup right there, and I have a variety of sizes of tinder that I've kind of situated and categorized. So I made a little bed of mostly bark right in there, and I'm going to try to do kind of a lean-to type situation later as the fire progresses. I do have a little nest, but I have a little brush that will go on top once I get the nest going. And of course I brought my tinder box, and inside I have a little cotton swab with some petroleum jelly on it for a quick light, and I'm going to be using my trusty ferro rod and get this thing going. Next we'll be setting up my tent. Alright, here we go. Let's see what happens. Alright, so I'll start with this. Problem getting lit. All right. Boom. I want to put it out. Before the camera dies. If I can't, I apologize, but I'm making coffee either way. Careful. Smother it. Easy to smother. I am not 100% confident in this fire just yet. wood feels a little bit damp, but I get some good coals, I'll be all right. So again, I brought with me in this one, this video, the One Tigress Ultralight Backwoods Bungalow for Bushcrafting, as they call it. I found it on Amazon. I think I spent like 80 bucks. And so I have a plastic liner underneath it on the ground. It's nice level. I kind of cleared it out, made sure there's no stumps or anything that might poke me in the back or damage the tent. I did make some adjustments. I added some things to it that'll make it a little easier for me to set up personally. And I'll get this set up and I'll be right back. Alright, so I got the tent all set up. I'm just going to do a little walk around. So, One Tigress Ultralight Backwoods Bungalow for Bushcrafting. It's the first edition. They've made some improvements and some adjustments since this one was made. I picked it up on Amazon for 80 bucks. And so far, I absolutely love the design. And I understand some of the changes they've made since they made this one. So there is a Backwoods Bungalow 2.0. I think it's for about $120 or something, 100 and something. Anyway, so this is what it looks like. I like the bright tie lines here. And just stake down the four corners. I have a back strap over here. Kind of gives a little bit more room inside. And then, of course, I have this front portion draped over here. I'm going to have to go find some poles to make out of some wood in the forest here so that I can set this awning up. It comes out to right about here, and I'll have a nice little vestibule. I can put some of my gear and my boots and stuff right out here. And not expecting any rain. It is already getting pretty cool right now. My fire petered out while I was building the tent, but I should have hot water for my coffee ready to go here. And I'm going to get my sleep system put in here, and I'll be back. So for my base, for my sleep system, I have a Dollar Tree shower curtain. I don't need much length, I'm short. So anyway, I bunched up the excess over here, and I did leave a little bit of lip. Again, I don't expect rain, but if there was, this will just add an extra layer of a barrier if there was moisture. But it's also just to add a little extra moisture barrier on the bottom under my sleep mat. My sleep mat weighs just about nothing, and it's made of the insulated bags that Amazon Prime groceries get delivered in. I happen to get a few of them for free. They don't weigh anything. I just roll them up, and it reflects the heat back onto my body. I've used it before. It seems to work really good. So next I'll get my sleeping bag right over the top of that, and some of my gear inside here. Some of it again will sit out here in the vestibule, and we get this awning put up and get that screen down as soon as possible so I don't get any bugs in there. I was looking for some poles to set up here. You just set them right up under these loops. You can use poles, but instead I opted to save the daylight. You know, I brought everything. I got my axe and I got a little saw, my gloves. So I plan to just find some straight poles that will be good, but I'll just do this for now. I'll just have to remember that I have this right here. If I happen to get out and about tonight, make sure I don't run into that and knock my tent down. I don't think it is. It's pretty sturdy, to be honest with you. That's pretty sturdy. So anyway, you know, you could get a little piece of plastic or something to sit there. Maybe a little chair. I don't need it because I have the bench right here. My water is back on the boil again, so my coffee will be ready in a minute. I don't know what I'll get into here when it starts to get dark. I am going to have to try to get a better fire going other than those hot coals. And it doesn't seem like this wood wants to stay lit. So we'll have to go foraging for some wood before it gets too dark. And I'll be back. So before I situate all my stuff in the tent, I just want to point out a couple of things. You know, you've seen these before, but my axe, little folding saw, my knife, gloves. But also, I also put together like a little first aid kit. It's got some gloves in there. And so, you know, just a couple things that I keep with me always, even if I'm just going on a 3-4 hour hike. Tonight, since I'm camping, I did bring some gloves in case I need to get dirty later. Baby wipes. I do have a couple of rain ponchos, cheap Dollar Tree rain ponchos for emergencies. These are pretty cool. I want to show you these. Hold on. Alright, so in there is these little things. Of course, it's an M&M's canister for mini M&M's, and there's these little guys. They're called Wizzy Wipes. And all you do is take and put a little drop of water on that, and it'll unravel and it makes a towel. And they're pretty durable, and I think I can fit like 12 of them in here. So anyway, I have glow sticks just in case all my other lighting options fail. I have actually 2 headlamps, and who knows what else is in there, but anyway, a bunch of extra 550 paracord, fire making stuff. I don't know, extra plastic liner just in case I need to put something else over the top of me as a barrier. Probably won't need it, hopefully not tonight. But anyway, before I put all this stuff in the tent, I just wanted to kind of show you all my junk. Not that junk. So I didn't really find a lot of what I was looking for. You know, hardwoods and stuff. There's a ton of pine and conifer out there. I'm gonna have to make do with what I have. So I'm gonna have to bust this little guy up. It's not gonna make a good fire. I am gonna go try to find something a little bit bigger, but I can start with this, and I still have enough light to go find something better. Like a jungle in here. So all we have is a bunch of pine, a bunch of conifer. I'm not really up to speed on different types of trees. I need to learn that, I realize that. But see, like that, I'm smart enough to know that's not pine, right? And I don't think this guy right here is either. So I'm gonna look around below it and hopefully snag a couple of branches or something on the ground. If not, I have to look for dead standing, and it doesn't look like I'm gonna find much here. Cool. Howdy, neighbor. Just passing by, just passing by. You too. It's just me, and it's beautiful, ain't it? I love Florida. Alright, so no luck on the firewood. I found a little bit, enough to make a little fire for a little while, so I'll wait till it gets dark. So in the meanwhile, I'm going to finish up my coffee and just relax, and then kind of when it gets darker, I'll have all this wood processed into a little bit better pieces, and hopefully I can get myself a fire for at least a couple of hours. Let's see if I can do this. So I did find one that I may be able to use for a pole, so I can eliminate one of the strings that are holding my awning out here. And I'll try to saw this right here. There, that was hard. That wasn't exciting at all, was it? the results of hard work, sawing that timber. Anyway, so that eliminated that whole string across there so I don't kill myself at night. And there's the other side. So that's cool. So now I don't have those strings running across here. That's really kind of how it should have been set up, but I had to wait till I got here to go find the sticks. So I'm gonna finish breaking up that stick and try to make a fire. I don't know if it's gonna work. I hope so. Keeping my fingers crossed. The mosquitoes out here, by the way, are insane. It just seems like they don't usually bother me at all, and they're not really, you know, biting me too much, but they're definitely around, and I can hear them. So it's pretty cool and awesome out here. So peaceful and quiet right now. This is what I love. I'm gonna sit here for just a second. If I don't fall in the water. And just take this in. Fire making, take 2. Not looking like I'm gonna have a fire. I'm not gonna have no dang fire. We'll see. As you can see, I was able to keep it going long enough to get everything properly stacked on there. This fire is not going to last long. Like I said, I couldn't really find a lot. Losing daylight, so I don't know if I'll try to keep it going. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Either way, I feel like this was a pretty good little idea to come out here today. I love Florida. I love Central Florida. It's just beautiful. So I would encourage you, if you are inclined, to get outdoors, check out nature. Do some grounding, build a fire, cook some food, relax, and be thankful for everything, because every single day is a blessing. So I'm focused focusing on the most important thing that I can do right now while I have this fire. And that's make some more coffee. Dinner is going to be New York strip steak. Probably got about another 5 minutes on the other side. It got dark real quick out here. So it is already dark. I got my lantern lit next to my tent. It's pretty, I mean, up there it's nice, but it's pretty dark around here. So I don't know how much longer I'll stay awake. Probably another 3-4 hours and just hang out and enjoy this campfire. So, here's my New York strip steak. They cooked it a little more than I would like it, but I'm not complaining. So I'm just going to cut it up. Some little slices. A little thinner than I usually cook, so it cooked a little too much. I mean, it's not tough, but move this in here with these onions. It kind of made like a gravy. I don't know if you can see that, but it sure smells good. A little salt, pepper, garlic on there. I'm just going to chop that up. I forgot my rice, so I was supposed to have rice, and I forgot it. It's okay. Cooking in the woods. I broke my cutting board. See? Oh well. I'll get another one. So my fire's dying down and it's getting late. Temperature's probably dropped at least 15-20 degrees, I'm guessing. I'll finish up my coffee and then call it a night. I'll see you guys in the morning. Alright, so now that my fire's died down to just some coals, I turned my lamp down pretty low and I'm going to get in here, zip up. I'll leave that zip right there next to my arm while I'm sleeping. Easy to get to. It's actually pretty roomy in here, and I'm zipped up in a ultralight mummy bag. Feels pretty warm so far. Like I said, it dropped a pretty good bit. It's pretty cool out there right now, but lots of room in here, and I am going to go ahead and call it a night. Good morning, everybody. It is super cold. I mean, super cold for Florida this morning, but the river is absolutely beautiful. Like a steam coming off of it. Pretty. I'm gonna try and make a little bit of coffee and pack up my stuff and head on out. See if I can get a fire started. I'll tell you what, man, this little stove that I made, this thing rocks. I mean, it got that water boiling in about just under 3 minutes. I'll go ahead and take that off. That over here in my French press. Go ahead and boil some more water. like a good cup of coffee. Let that sit for a minute. We'll take a walk over here. I love coffee. Coffee in nature is the greatest thing. So Otter Camp, Wekiwa Springs State Park. You can canoe in, you can kayak in, you can hike it in. You have to call and reserve the spot. So if you ever get a chance, come on out here and check it out. It's a real nice camp. Slept pretty good. Got cold, as I said. Could see my breath this morning. Nice little fog going over the river. I'm gonna go ahead and pack everything in and head home, edit these videos. I slept good. Sleeping bag kept me nice and warm. My sleeping mat's a little bit too thin, but I have another one on the way. Hopefully when I get home it'll be there and we can check that out in another video. So I had a good time. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would encourage you, get outdoors. It's really nice. So I'm about just under halfway back to where I parked. Decided to stop here for a little bit. Been hiking, probably walking for about an hour, a little less. And so this is Big Buck Camp, and you can also reserve this spot. Plenty of room. Does have non-potable water back there in the back. You can hike into this as well. I don't know how convenient it would be to take a kayak or a canoe, because the water's way off over in that way. But anyway, it's a nice big camp. It's been here for a long time, and you can check that out if you come out here. Big Buck Camp. As if I didn't have enough to carry, I found a bag of trash on the trail. I'll take that with me. gorgeous. So I'm coming down to the last leg of my trip back to my car, and I'm coming into this little area that's nice and shaded. I'm going to stop for a few minutes, get off my feet, take a little break, drink some water, and head to the car. It's nice and cool out today, nice breeze. This will be a nice spot for a little break. I think this is a good spot for my break, right here. Nice. Hop a squat right here. Oh yeah, that's nice. Listen to that breeze. I love it. Let's take a few minutes, relax, head back to the car.